Remember, shut off your computer by midnight tonight. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam. Happy New Year's Eve. 2024 is on the doorstep, and 2023 is about to go the way of the dodo bird. But before we say goodbye to that year, figured it would be fun to invite the Small Talk crew for not necessarily Smallville talk, but just chilling, maxing, relaxing, just reflecting on the year and looking forward to what we're looking forward to for 2024. My name is Ryan Cam. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We are live. The chat's open if you want to chat with us. Jabe Collins, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing really good.
You sound constipated.
No, I'm not.
You sure about that?
No. Just taking a sip of drink.
No,
I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm actually doing pretty good tonight. Really excited. I actually had a great weekend since we did Small Talk. I went and saw Aquaman 2 today.
I am sorry.
No, don't. I actually had a great time seeing that movie. I don't know what the hell y'all were smoking. Y'all were telling me about.
What? You actually liked the movie?
I loved it. I was like, well, I had a smile on my face the whole time. Like,
really?
Man,
wow, that's a big surprise. I didn't expect that.
I wasn't expecting. I got a free poster too, by the way. I like that so much. They gave me a free freaking poster of that movie.
Wait, they gave you a free poster? They didn't give me a free poster.
Yeah, they gave me a free. It was like a Real D Aquaman poster. It's like a little.
Oh, you saw it in? Did you see it in Real D 3D?
No, I didn't. Like it was like that at the Cinemark. These posters.
Well, that's kind of weird. I mean, why would they want to give you the Real D 3D if you're not going to tune into 3D?
I know. It's like they're trying to sell us on that.
They must have been giving them away. I remember when I saw the series premiere for that awful show Inhumans in IMAX, and I got a poster for that. It's hanging on my wall over here. You all can't see it, but it's there. But Matt Wyatt is also here. Matt, thank you for joining us. And voice is sounding a little gruffer than normal, but thank you for joining us anyway.
Part my Batman voice. Why did you try to kill me? Yeah, my voice is a little messed up in the moment, but I feel fine. It's just that my voice it's not feeling it today.
Well, thank you for being here regardless. And it almost kind of reminds me, rest in peace to Tom Wilkinson. He was Falcone in Batman Begins. He was in a lot of other things, but that was the first thing that I remember from. Yeah,
I was like, it took me by surprise when he passed away. I was like, what? Tom Wilkinson, the GOAT?
Tom Wilkinson he does such a good American accent. It's really every time you hear him speaking under his natural accent, you're just like, there's no way he's trolling us. There's no way that's his real accent.
Because we're so used to hearing an American accent.
Yeah, he's so good at doing an American accent.
You almost forget that he's not like. You almost forget that he. What is he? What was he?
Welsh or he's British? I know
British.
He's not,
Hang on, I'm going to look it up. But he was also the secretary in my favorite and the best Mission Impossible movie, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Oh, man. It just sucked that he was only in there for a short time.
Oh, yeah. He was.
Jutao!
Yeah. He was also in the Green Hornet and the Lone Ranger.
Yes, he was. He was Britt Reed's dad. He was born in Leeds, Yorkshire, England. So
he was also in Mel Gibson's The Patriot.
Yes, he was.
What was he? He also did. He was also in a really good Tom Cruise movie I really like called Valkyrie.
Oh yeah, he
Valkyrie
was.
Take the Bryan Singer out of it. Like that movie is severely underrated.
Hey, look. I can separate the art from the artist, and
yeah,
you know what?
Sure.
We all can, dude.
I can say, you know what? I don't know the whole story with him, but I can say he has a great body of work.
All right, we got a Jacob Martin caught in the wild. What's up, guys? Happy New Year to my good buddy Ryan Cam. Happy New Year, Jacob. And Matt Wyatt. That 3D Jacob a nutcase. He can't be trusted. Oh, trust me, we already know.
Fuck you, okay?
Just kidding. Happy New Year.
I know, you're kidding.
Also, while we're on the Tom Wilkinson train, I remember
Jacob Martin. I'm really good friends with Jacob Martin, so I know him. Okay.
You like to rip on each other.
Yeah.
I remember
every time we're on a live stream together, I rip on him.
I remember seeing Tom Wilkinson in as one of the main characters in The Full Monty, where a bunch of bunch of steel workers turn into male strippers when they all lose their jobs.
Didn't they do a sequel? I've been seeing the full Monties on like Hulu or something.
Hang on. A follow-up TV series filmed in and around Sheffield and Manchester in 2022 and early 23 was released on June 14th of 23 in Disney Plus in the UK and Hulu in the US. So yes, there was a follow-up.
Yeah, he was also in The Exorcist of Emily Rose. He played one of a priest. Yeah, he played the priest.
Kind of horror film. He also did one movie I saw this once, but I actually thought it was pretty funny. It's with Vince Vaughn. I think it's called Unfinished Business.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that movie. I only saw the R-rated trailer.
A really funny scene with him and Vince Vaughn where he hires I'm not trying to spoil it. He hires a maid.
You can go ahead and spoil it. I'm not. I can't.
He hires a maid to do he hires a prostitute, and basically the prostitute he says he call me Tony Stark with my iron cock.
He actually said that. He actually said that out.
Loud in the movie.
Jesus Christ! I guarantee he probably done a lot of improvising those dialogue.
He's really funny. The whole scene is funny, but he just says that to the wrong person, by the way. And then it's so freaking funny. Tom Wilkinson.
R.I.P. Tom Wilkinson loved his role in Batman Begins. Yes,
I always think about that line in the Batman Begins where it goes, "You're Bruce Wayne." He said, "You got to go somewhere to 1,000 miles to someone that doesn't know your name. You think because your mommy and your daddy got shot." He said, which I'm like,
you know the ugly side of life.
I'm just like,
yeah, that scene hit hard, especially with Tom Wilkinson playing Falcone.
Well, especially when he tells him your dad would.
Yeah, but he literally gave Bruce Wayne the idea to learn what it's like to understand the harsh side of the world of being like homeless, not being the rich higher class.
I mean, really,
you have to understand the criminals.
Batman Begins exists in this weird void. It's obviously part one of the Dark Knight trilogy, but it's like Batman Begins.
It's the only Batman movie in that not called The Dark Knight.
Yeah, and then The Dark Knight kind of ignores key chunks of it, like the Narrows. That's never mentioned in The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, they didn't mention the League of Shadows. They didn't mention Ra's al Ghul. They just let this be a complete standalone, self-contained movie.
Well, that's because Nolan has said over the years, he goes, each film has its own interpretation.
Yeah, that's true. You have a good point. Just like Indiana Jones. Remember those movies? Each of them stands on its own. In its own interpretation.
Today, I was talking. So I went after I saw Aquaman. We were talking about, do you hate in superhero films how they change the costume in the sequel? And they're like, they never explain it. They're just like, oh, well, that person's in a new costume. And it's I said, Batman, The Dark Knight has the best explanation because they're like, he's like, literally, they use the Batman Begins suit up until a certain point in the movie. Then he switches to the Dark Knight outfit. And I'm like, I appreciate that Christopher Nolan took the time. He didn't just say, "All right, let's give Christian Bale a different suit."
You know? Yeah, they didn't really go to heavy exposition of explaining of why he's updating the suit. They just cut straight to the point.
Well, he's like, "Need to turn my neck," and he's like, "All right, here's."
Yeah, it'd be easier to turn my neck around. They made a joke about it with Michael Keaton always turning his body.
It always bothers me when I'm watching a movie and they just don't do that. They just
remember in the Flash movie when the younger Barry used Batman's suit and he was able to turn his. Remember he turned his hand around and the mask is all. You cannot tell me that was not funny. That was so self-aware. Part of the whole. No, that was good. I don't fucking care. That was pretty funny.
Look at me.
No, because it's part of the joke. This is what happens. Yeah, but this is what happens when you turn your head around with that cowl. Your face is gonna be fucked up.
Batman's like
even a blind squirrel can eventually
around all the time.
Even a blind squirrel can eventually find a nut, and a broken clock is right twice a day.
Get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Epitastic Joshua is in the chat. Hello, Joshua. Good to see you. Hey,
Joshua, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Jacob Martin again. What are you guys' most anticipated movies of 2024? Oh, we will be getting to that.
The list is so much. There's so much movies I'm looking forward to for 2024. I was thinking about making a video for, I don't know how many movies. It depends. It might be 5 or 10. Depends.
Yeah, mine are Dune Part 2, Deadpool 3, and Inside Out 2. Not much doing well. Well, that's good to hear, Joshua. Shout out while we're here. Joshua is going to be a part of my my Road to Godzilla X Kong series. He and I are going to be reviewing King Kong 1976 from John Gillerman. So I'm looking forward to finally having Josh on my channel.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Witten, I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm so glad, Matt, you like The Flash, because guess what? Every person, needs their one bad movie that they need to love. Okay, that's your guilty pleasure movie. Okay.
No, no, you're wrong. It's actually a good movie.
It's a guilty
I
pleasure.
will. Ain't no guilty pleasure, you son of a bitch.
I hate to break it to you, gentlemen, but The Flash is ass. It is ass with inspired moments. But there's not as much I'm excited about this year since the strikes delayed some of my most anticipated, but I'll keep
wish the strike would delay The Flash.
An eye out on the good movies.
It could have been at least a good 2 years before we had to get that shitty taste out of our mouth.
Yeah, but let's dive into. Let's take a look back at 2023. Let's take a look at some of our favorite movies of the year, and I think. And I don't know how controversial of a take this is going to be, but my favorite movie of this past year was John Wick Chapter 4. I saw it twice in theaters.
Yes, that's a good film. That is a good film.
And I'm sure that some of you are going to be like, what about Oppenheimer? Oppenheimer was fantastic, and spoiler alert, it's my number 2. But Oppenheimer, I knew was going to be really good. John Wick 4, I was a little nervous for, because when you start getting into the fourth movies of a series, then things start to get shaky.
Unless you're dark on shit.
Yeah, I'm happy to say that John Wick Chapter 4 is not only one of the good ones, but one of the best of that entire series. I'm also intrigued by Joker 2 with the musical aspects. We'll touch on that later. And we all know that 3D Jake's favorite movie of 2023 was The Flash. That movie rocked. No, it didn't, but we'll just...
Speaking of
John Wick Chapter 4, got this 4K, baby.
Oh, nice.
Got this little beautiful here.
The Flash can sit in a pile of garbage, okay? Thank you, Jacob Martin. But the Flash can sit in a pile of garbage at the end of this.
But John Wick Chapter 4,
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for defending it.
That opening of John Wick Chapter 4, when John Wick's punching the board, and then Lawrence Fishburne is walking down, and he's like, the motherfucking king. I'm just he's
been talking a lot. He talked a lot throughout when he's going into the room from far away as he's punching the board.
Can John actually hear him, or is he so deep in thought that it is I can't hear your monologue? Is he hearing
echo? I could have sworn he was hearing echo.
Morpheus? I like how they have Scott Adkins playing a heavy set guy too.
I didn't even recognize Scott Adkins. I was like, that's Scott Adkins in the fat suit.
Also, what else besides John Wick, Ryan?
Well, Oppenheimer was my number 2. I mean, we all know what that movie is. Of the few movies I actually saw in 2023, my 2 favorites were Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning and Across the Spider-Verse. Those are 2 very solid choices there.
They're on my list, yeah.
Number 3, I've got Iron Claw, which, kind of a cheap plug on the channel earlier today, I dropped a bit of a companion piece for that movie, kind of things that weren't touched on in the movie that I thought were fascinating facts of sorts. But Iron Claw I thought was fantastic. In my top 5, the 2 of the biggest surprises of the year by a country mile: The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti and Godzilla -1. I did not expect anything from either one of those movies. I walked out of The Holdovers with the biggest smile on my face. I'm just like, that came out of nowhere, and it just...
Bruh. I bought that movie on digital when it came out for $30. I was like, fuck it. I want to watch this movie again. It's out on Peacock now. They just dropped it a couple of days ago. Yeah, The Holdovers.
I've been wanting to see Iron Claw. I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you have?
Watch Iron Claw.
Dude, that movie will break you. That movie is going to break you emotionally.
Look, dude, I got The Exorcist, Believer, and I still have not watched that. I have not finished watching, what was that movie I just... I had a movie the other day and I just haven't watched it yet.
Don't watch
But yeah,
Exorcist Believer. No one should have to.
It's in my top 10 worst films of the year that I was literally editing the video of my top 10
I
worst
haven't got a
movies.
chance to watch it yet.
And I'm
so
always halfway done with it. Yeah, the Exorcist Believer is in my top 10 for worst movies.
I still haven't watched Rebel Moon either, so like I need to get through.
Oh, you still haven't watched Rebel Moon yet?
That's probably in Matt's list.
I had a couple of people in the comment section defending this movie, making comparison to Star Wars and shit. I was like, I even said one time that the villains were so like bland and boring, and there's no nuance to them. And some guy in the comment section, well, how much did we know about Darth Vader in A New Hope? It's only part 1.
That's not the point, guys.
Not the point, for fuck's sake.
By the way, this is off topic, but when I watched it last night. Your video, you and what's his name, Jacob. He's right there, but I mean I forgot his name.
Jacob Martin.
I literally talked to him earlier. I'm like, I forgot his name. But I was like, I was literally thinking about how I was like thinking about Rebel Moon. I was like, why Rebel? I was like, why am I thinking about Rebel Moon? But I'm like, that's because Matt's mentioning Rebel Moon. But I was sitting there thinking about like, yeah, last night. So I watched your companion piece on Willy Wonka. You, Henry Mockingbird, and Jacob Martin. That was actually a funny video. I laughed my ass off at that video last night. I was like, by the way, that video was so funny. And I was just thinking, the only thing I was sitting there going, like, I was literally wanting to, like, shout at the video, going, you're wrong. And I was like, when Ryan's like, it's a different, he said the book is different from the movie, you know, and I said, both these versions are different. The Tim Burton version's more, like, you know, closer to the book. And then Henry goes, it's the same. It's both the same. I'm like, no, they're not. Have you read the book, Henry? Have you read the book?
It's a clear sign that he has not read the book. He has not read the book. You can tell.
Have you seen both movies? Because I literally
dude, I grew up reading that book in elementary. The teacher read it to us. We went to a museum of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
There was a scene in the movie that's completely different. If Henry, you're watching this, yes, you are wrong. Okay, both of the adaptations are not the same; they're completely different. In the 71 film, if you've never seen the 71 film, when they go into, like, you know, when the Violet Beauregard, she goes in, it's because they have gooses and they're laying eggs, and
that's right,
chocolate eggs. Well, in the book, there's squirrels about doing nuts. They're basically opening up nuts. In the Tim Burton film, they follow the same pattern and do squirrels with nuts.
Yeah, so basically they follow the same formula. They follow the same thing from the book, so they were a little bit more faithful to it.
Oh, they even said Tim Burton. The only thing Tim Burton took liberties with was like the dentist subplot with Charlie.
Yeah, the whole father thing, the origin
of Willy Wonka, man-child, and everything.
I mean,
Christopher. That's one of the things I had pet peeve over Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. His take on Willy Wonka, not a big fan of. I respect that they wanted to be more faithful to it, but for me, I love Johnny Depp, great actor, but I just didn't like his take on Willy Wonka.
Are you guys really going to say no to Christopher Lee in anything?
Like,
I love Chris.
Christopher fucking Lee.
I worship Christopher Lee. Goddamn, he's the GOAT.
I still, and to this day, cannot forget Peter Jackson for cutting him out of the theatrical cut of Return of the King.
But he put him back in for the extended.
I know.
They put him back in the cinema. They put it back into the cinema. But they put out the extended version in the cinema.
Yes,
so
but you put him out in the theatrical. That means you're in theaters. That means literally people went to the theater going, "What happened to Saruman? Oh, we took care of him." I'm like,
dude, it's over 3 hours. You got so much to do in that movie. It's literally fucking 3 hours, and you're adding another hour to it.
If Peter Jackson had told me, "Hey, how do I cut this man?" I'm like, "You don't cut that scene. You cut like a scene with them."
Just say Saruman has finally.
They walked like 100 times in that movie.
He just said that he's just washed away. He washed away in the water. That's all they said in the theatrical.
I would have said I could save you $1,000. I could save you $10,000 right now, and by cutting one sequence. There's a sequence where they walk, and you have to CGI Andy Serkis as Gollum. Just cut this one sequence where they walk for like 10 minutes. You just save yourself $10,000. Right there. That's all you have to do. We don't need that scene. Put on a deleted scene somewhere. We don't need that. I mean, seriously though, that's what I was just thinking about that, like, Willy Wonka. I'm like, Willy Wonka is completely different from Charlie and Chocolate Factory. It's not like they copied Willy Wonka. They both copied the same book, but the 71 film took more liberties than Tim Burton, while Tim Burton stayed faithful to the book. It's kind of like Dune and David Lynch's Dune and this Dune. David Lynch took liberties, while Denis Villeneuve kind of followed the book.
And also the Dune book is just, there's a lot going on there. So I appreciate the Denis Villeneuve slow and steady approach. With the Lynch one, when the movie ends, basically that's when Dune Part 2 is going to end. So Lynch crammed the entire Dune story into one movie. And I defend that movie. I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be, but with Villeneuve saying, I'm going to split this into 2 parts, essentially, that was the smarter option, because you see the fall of the House of Atreides, and then you see the rise of Paul as the Muad'Dib, the Messiah, if you will. That was the smarter
Dune
option.
Part 2 should have been called Dune Part 2, The Rise of Paul. I guarantee you,
we're just called the Messiah. We're just called the Messiah.
Rises. Well,
No. Dune Messiah is its own completely different.
I know. I'm joking. Here's the thing. I didn't follow the books.
The sad thing is, the third movie is gonna be a completely different storyline from the first two. So it's like people are gonna think, oh, this is gonna be like a Return of the King situation. No, it's not. It's gonna be it'd be like if Return of the King is the second one, and then this is the Hobbit. Messiah is the Hobbit.
Yeah.
For some, that's going to be incredibly disappointing. But rattling off my list, finishing up my list, 5 Godzilla -1. That movie was just incredible.
Still haven't seen it.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I'm looking forward to Part 2 very much.
They're not calling it Part 2 anymore. No, not anymore for Part 2. They're just calling it a different title, according to the studio.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yep, that's what I've heard.
And then Across the Spider-Verse, that movie was just fantastic. Evil Dead Rise, that movie came out of nowhere for me, and I really liked it. Jacob, you're making a boo-boo face. Don't you dare. Evil Dead Rise.
Making a poo-poo face.
It was okay. I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, but I thought it was okay at best.
I'm a huge fan, too.
It was okay. It was okay. I was like, it's not, to me, I still like the 2013 one much better.
I mean, I can agree. I can see where you're coming from on there, but I mean, the Evil Dead franchise as a whole, there's not been a single bad one.
I agree. There is no bad one. Even Army of Darkness, which I would say is probably my least favorite out of all of them. I still think that this is it's decent, but I think I was wishing it'd be much more like especially when they had the cheese grater. I'm like, really? They didn't really do nothing in the cheese grater. I'm just like, and then all the marketing's like, oh, the cheese grater, they're gonna do something terrifying with this cheese grater.
They literally went for the tone for Monty Python and the Holy Grail for Army of Darkness.
I know. I'm like watching, going, especially when a skeleton goes, "Let's get the hell out of here."
But it was fun. It was super corny and cheesy as fuck, but it was awesome.
Yeah, but I do.
You're in charge of Jack and shit, and Jack left town.
Don't you get the feeling that they've retconned every sequel after Evil Dead? For Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, they're all retconned because it might have been the studio rights issue.
In the movie. Did y'all hear the audio recording of the priest and his voice?
Oh, really? That was Bruce Campbell?
Yes.
I did not recognize him. I didn't recognize his voice.
On there, and this is Bruce Campbell.
Damn, now I really got to listen to that shit again.
All right, what else?
So rounding out my list is Suzume from Toho Animation, and then number 10 is Air, the Ben Affleck movie.
Nice.
So, Jacob, what do you have for your best?
All right. Which, by the way, how we're doing is everyone's going to do their top 10 best, and then we'll all do top 10 worst.
Yeah.
All right. So this is so my list is. I'm getting popping up real quick. All right. So I know you're going to give me shit for some of these movies. Okay. I know you're going to give me shit, but guess what? I just enjoyed these movies. Okay. I'm sorry. So if you did not like it, I'm sorry. All right. But I'll take it any day. My number one movie of the year, my favorite one, was Scream 6. I really enjoyed Scream 6. I really enjoyed it. I was so mad that Neve Campbell wasn't in it. But then I went into this movie, had a great experience with my aunt because me and her, we watched all 5 movies in January. And then we went into this movie, was so excited. And I'm like, we saw 6 in theaters. I'm like, oh my God, this was so like, I enjoyed the movie so much to where I have a Scream popcorn bucket up there from Scream 6 that I ordered straight from the Cinemark just because I enjoyed the movie so damn much. Yeah, and I really liked that Radio Silence come back and did it because it made me at first when they directed 5, I was not really excited for it because I was like, I didn't like 5 that much. But then when 6, I loved 6. I was like, I can't wait to see what they do with 8, or not 8, but Scream 7. And then it turns out they're not making Scream 7, and then all that other shit happened in 7. So, you know,
I was gonna say I'm glad you enjoyed Scream 6 because it looks like for the time being, Scream is about as dead as Kelsey's nuts.
Okay. Yeah, but I did enjoy Scream 6 though. It was my favorite movie of the year. I could watch it anytime. I just thought it was such a great film. That right there was like probably my favorite film of the year. Number 2 is going to be a controversial one because Ryan did not like this, and I'm sure Ryan's probably going to put this in his worst of the year. But I enjoyed this movie. All right, it is The Haunted Mansion.
Oh God,
I never seen it. I did not see it yet.
I enjoyed it. I went in this movie expecting to hate it, hearing everybody talk how much shit it was.
I only heard mixed things about the film.
I loved it. I went into this movie was expecting. I'm actually because maybe it's because I like the Eddie Murphy one. I went into this one expecting it to be terrible, and I watched the Eddie Murphy one before I went and saw it, and I went and sat down and watched it, and I thought the first 10 minutes kind of dragged, but then once you get into the main story, especially Owen Wilson, I really liked. I thought the cast was fun, and I liked how it was staying truthful to like the inside the ride and stuff, and it really was. I thought it was a fun movie. It felt like a Disney Halloween movie you can watch around Halloween time. I thought it was a fun film. Yes, it's not perfect, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was like I got at that movie. I walked out with a smile on my face because I was expecting it to be terrible, and I walked out and said, you know what? I really enjoyed that movie, and I bought it on Blu-ray, 4K. 4K, I bought it on, and
I'm certainly glad you enjoyed it, Jacob. But that movie exists in the nameless dark void that Hollywood calls entertainment. It was just a black hole, and it's just an abyss of just unfunny cringe.
They were selling.
You felt like you're in a fever dream that you can't wake up from.
Hey,
when the Eddie Murphy one appears more appealing than this one, you have screwed up somewhere.
He hated it too. I told him, I was like, this movie fucking sucks. I enjoyed that movie. Okay, I really liked it. I thought it was terrible. I thought, is it movie perfect? I thought Danny DeVito's great in it.
Poor Lakeith Stanfield going from Judas and the Black Messiah, one of the best movies of 2021, to The Haunted Mansion. Like, he needs to fire.
I do think it should have been released in October. I mean, because
that's really, the least of that movie's problems.
My biggest issue with Jared Leto, I'm like, you have Jared Leto in this movie. Why is he a CGI character the whole freaking movie?
Why is he even there to begin with?
He's a good villain. I just think he should have, like, there was a few things I would have tweaked, like, okay, like he should have been like in human form at the end, not just a picture of Jared Leto.
Well, you know, Jared Leto, he likes picking weird shit roles. That's his thing.
But yeah, that was my number 2 of the year, and my number 3 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Okay.
Now you're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. Now it's getting juicy.
I had no interest in this movie until I saw like, you know, I was like, the trailers did not do nothing for me, and so I was like, I'm not gonna go watch this in theaters. So I waited until it was about to go out of theaters, and finally I saw it, and I'm like, the first 10 minutes had me. I'm like, and it really, yes, the plot is kind of basically the same plot as Amazing Spider-Man 1, but I really enjoyed the movie. Like, I thought Ice Cube made me laugh a lot. I thought the turtles were great. There's dirty jokes in this movie that I was not expecting. Like, you know, I was like, oh my god, did they just say that?
The milking joke.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, there's a joke April says where they're like, there is a cockroach surfing on a turd. Just like, what?
And you got Jackie Chan. What happened? I got too much trouble.
I mean, it's just one of those movies that I actually said I cannot wait to see what Seth Rogen does with the next one. I mean, to me, I've always said Seth Rogen. I'm like, do we really need Seth Rogen in charge of comic book properties? Like, but then after like Preacher, The Boys, Invincible, and now this, I'm like, Seth Rogen has not.
Yeah, he's just a producer of these IP properties.
Yeah,
he's like
good
the Kevin Feige. I mean, he really did. I mean, I was so impressed with this movie, and I absolutely loved it. And I said, I cannot wait to see the sequel. You know, and I can't wait to see, especially where they're going in the post-credit scene.
It didn't make money. It did not perform well at the box office. I was like, that bummed me out.
They said they're still going to keep going with it.
So, if they're still going to keep going because of the reception from critics and audience, and they're willing to give it another try, then yeah, I would believe it.
But they say, like, I think I think it's going to be mostly on Paramount Plus. So I mean, who knows at this point? But I'm hoping they continue with it. If not, I mean, at least I got the first one. The first one was really fun. I enjoyed that they didn't just use Shredder or Bebop and Rocksteady. I like that they kind of went with Superfly, so I thought that was pretty cool. My next one is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This wasn't obviously everyone loves this movie. Okay, I mean, it's a great film. I'm not going to talk much about it because everyone has said what they want to say about it. It's a great film. We know it is. It's great. I don't think the next one's going to come out next year because they said they haven't even started animating it yet. So I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like 2025 or so before we get that movie. But even though it's fine because the second was so good, I'm ready for it. You know, whenever we got two movies and they're both perfect in every way, I'm really happy. I cannot wait for the next one. And the next movie I really liked was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
There you go.
That movie had me at the edge of my seat the whole time. I'm like, oh my god, this is a fantastic film. Especially at the end where I'm like, and also they kept the villain, like hidden all the marketing, and like, they don't tell you what the villain is at all. You know, like they don't tell you like what the main villain is. Like, because you led to believe it's one thing and it's something else entirely. You're like, I was so confused about it too. I'm like, what? Like they kept you out of that, kept that little detail about the villain, about what the villain is, out of the marketing.
The villain is Skynet. It's Skynet, dude.
They don't tell you that. They do not.
I know they don't. Yeah, I know they don't tell you in the marketing.
We thought it was the bad guy that was the guy that played Deathstroke in Titans. We thought he was the villain.
He was also in Ozark, the first season.
Yeah, we thought he was the villain the whole time. We thought he was the villain, and guess what? The marketing, but in a good way, misled you to where it's like it kept secret the one thing where it's like, you know, and that right there is what made me like, oh my god, that I'm like, okay, all right.
Do you remember in the last marketing with Fallout, you already knew Henry Cavill was going to be the main villain. The plot twist we saw that coming.
But you know what? They didn't try to hide it really. They were just like, yeah, he's the villain, but guess what? The movie's awesome.
Yeah, it's still the shit.
I mean,
also another movie that I really like, John Wick 4. Oh. The action in that movie is so good. The action, oh my god! I'm not gonna talk much about it because we all know the movie was fantastic. The action, especially that ending, which you can see it as anyway. But I don't think he's dead. I think.
Well, they're saying they want to do another one,
so it's most likely. But
so also, he's most likely going to come back.
This one is another one, Gran Turismo.
Did not see it.
Oh, dude, it's on Netflix.
It felt like Top Gun, like Maverick style. Like it felt like one of those movies that we needed, and I felt like it didn't come out and do well though because nobody went and saw it because everybody had like 16 different movies that came out that weekend. Like
it was bad. It was just bad timing, especially with the trailers that they overplay the same trailer like on repeat, and it kind of kill the excitement. Do you always get that feeling every time that you go see movies all the time and they overplay the same trailer like 20 fucking times?
That the trailer that has taken that mantle from Gran Turismo, Argyle.
Oh yeah,
I have seen the Argyle trailer 100 times, and
you're not the only one. You're not alone in this. That happened to me too. It's like, dude, just show the goddamn movie.
It's like every time I see Henry Cavill with that Frankenstein's monster Boris Karloff-esque haircut, I'm just like, oh.
We're still wondering what the Argyle is going to really look like because that's not the real Argyle. That was
a fat guy in his mom's basement.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. He could be a fat Henry Cavill style.
I literally was thinking that, Jacob. Like when Samuel Jackson says,
"What if we see the reveal where Henry Cavill has a fat suit, the style like Thor did in Avengers Endgame?"
It would be funny if it was Henry Cavill in a fat suit. It would be freaking hilarious.
That would break the internet.
Or it'd be funny if it's like, what's his name? The actor from Cobra Kai and Richard Jewell.
Paul Walter Hauser.
It'd be funny if it's Paul Walter Hauser. That would be hilarious.
I mean, I do. He was awesome in Richard Jewell, so yeah,
He was
give
awesome
him
in Cobra Kai. He's freaking hilarious in Cobra Kai.
I mean, Matthew Vaughn's going to take a little bit of time to get back in the swing because his other two Kingsmen movie have not been doing well.
I like The Last Kingsman. I mean, they're all
it was kind of, I didn't really like it. I watched it once. I was like, it's too long, and I didn't really care for it. I love the first one. The first one slaps, but this one,
especially the church scene. Oh my god.
Oh, the church scene, dude. Oh,
they do in the second movie. They do the Saturday night, like, you know, that is basically like a sequel to the church scene where it's like Saturday, like when they have like robots and they have bombs thrown at them. I mean, that to me was like insane.
Jeremiah Bach is here. Hello, Jeremiah. Happy New Year's Eve to you. Illumination is famous for doing that. If they have a Sing movie or whatnot coming out, every other YouTube ad and billboard must be for their movie. Yeah, that's true. Happy New Year's Eve, right? Yeah, thank you, Jeremiah. Good to see you. But Jake, what else you got?
And I got two movies that are going to be controversial among you two because you already know, but I know both you do not like these movies. Then one is Strays.
I didn't see it, but I just...
First of all, I actually love that movie. It's stupid as hell, but I actually laughed my ass off. I
laughed so hard in the theater. I was just in tears laughing.
Come on, it's such a relatable for whoever's dog owner. It's literally relatable.
It's like Old Yeller, or not Homeward Bound, but if the dog's cursed and talk.
Yeah, it's a spoof of a Homeward Bound.
There are already 2 Homeward Bound movies, and I'll just watch either one of them. I do not need to see Will Ferrell voicing a dog getting high on mushrooms and then having an ass.
Dude, the mushroom scenes. There's
also a scene where like the dog shit. The dog takes a shit.
Yeah, in the jail cell. Yeah, in the jail cell, there's a bunch of dogs taking a dog shit all over the cell.
It's insane.
I can find better things to do with my time than Will Ferrell voicing.
What about the Dennis Quaid cameo? The Dennis Quaid.
I've seen a lot of Dennis Quaid. I see a lot of
crazy shit
because I'm Dennis Quaid.
He's writing the list of birds, and it just says birds. There's no different types of birds that he's writing down. At least he just writes birds.
This is stupid. I mean, that joke is so.
You know, because did you know what reminded me? Because he was in a dog film that took itself way too seriously. That soap opera dog movie that he was in, A Dog's Journey. And now he's in a dog movie making.
A dog's purpose, a dog's journey, and a dog's way home. Yeah. That dog's trilogy.
And this is just
they totally made fun of that romance of 2 couples meet up and one of them has a pet. And the one dog says, "Yeah, my owner's a serial killer. He's probably gonna chop her up into pieces."
There's a joke that had me on my knees laughing so freaking hard.
How could you not laugh at that? That shit was hysterical.
The joke that had me laughing hard was when there's 2 dogs are having sex at the end, like doggy style. And then this old black man is like, "That takes me back." And this white woman looks at him and goes, You used to fuck dogs? And it's just like, what? Because he's watching these 2 people have the dog have sex, "That takes me back." And then she goes, "You used to fuck dogs?"
Yeah, sounds about right for this type of material.
I was like, that joke had me dying laughing. Like, I was not expecting her to say that. But that was my. And then my last one is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yes, I loved Aquaman Lost Kingdom.
You're dead serious about that one.
I'm dead serious. I like that movie. Look, yes, the post-credit scene was dumb. There was some editing issues in that movie that I was like, okay, why? They're sitting there talking on an island after the island that the island that Black Manta was on got destroyed. And they're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden it transitioned to them talking into the ship. Like, oh my God, seriously? Did they just like, wait, we got to have this conversation in the ship. Let's go. And then we'll finish the conversation.
Yeah, that was a weird editing choice. And also, like, how did Black Manta able to afford the crew? Hey, shut up. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. Don't worry about it, guys.
Also, this guy, the Randall Park, Agent Wu from Ant-Man, is literally just creeping on him the whole movie. He's like, and he just does it. There's like, you can count on your finger how many times he goes.
Yeah, you can literally try taking a shot every time he creeps around like this. Just take a shot of every scene he does.
I'm like, dude, just kill him already. He's not. Obviously,
I'm like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. Like, okay, kill him.
It's like his entire job is literally to spout lines for the trailer.
Just
That's about right.
He's the Black Manta. I liked how they brought his theme back to it.
I mean, I like Black Manta, but I just did not give a shit about his vengeance quest because you completely forgot all about it. Once he has the Black Trident, he gets possessed. You completely forgot about his mission, and it becomes a different mission.
I thought it was
my dad and I went to see this together, and he literally was like, "That was basically Lord of the Rings." Think about it. The dude finds a possessed item, immediately gets possessed with the spirit of the thing that the item is known for. That's Lord of the Rings. And even so, he has to return the thing to the place where the thing was created in order for the evil to return.
He's Sauron. He's fucking Sauron. One ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them.
Destroy it with hobbits. Okay?
Are you going to go to Mordor? Go to the mountain?
One that irked me was at the end. He throws the trident. Okay? And then he catches it, and then he's like, Arthur! And then he does it, I'm like, what?
I laughed. That shit made me laugh right there. I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? Hey, Arthur!
This guy's rising up, and you wasted all that money on just the CGI.
That was so funny. We're gonna just talk like, hey, Arthur, he completely fails. He fails to throw that damn trident right at Black Manta. I was like, hey, Arthur! Just epic fail.
Also,
my precious.
Didn't Black Manta's death remind you of The Mummy Returns? Whenever he's like, hand me your hand, and he goes, never. You still yourself, dumbass.
Bless Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. He deserves better material than that. Are we talking about Strays? I'm glad you enjoyed it. I love Will Ferrell, but I'm with Ryan. A woman was saying, it looks cute. I like dogs. And I thought, I like dogs okay, but I get my cute dog fix just taking a walk. I don't need to suffer through Strays to see cute dogs. Yeah, fair enough. You don't waste your time.
That could be if Roger Ebert was still alive, that'd probably be his quote for the movie.
But what's your
That's it.
Matt, what's your favorites of the year?
You want me to start from the top or the bottom?
It's up to you.
Top.
Yeah, I'm going to start from the top. All right. My number one is Across the Spider-Verse. It's easily the best movie that I've seen all year. One of the best Spider-Man movies of all time. Love the animation style. I mean, the only negative I have was the cliffhanger, because then we have to wait a couple of years for this next movie to come up, even when the animation is not even done yet, which baffles me. Coming in at number 2, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Oh my God.
Yep.
Not as good as Fallout, because Fallout is still the best one, but it still deserves in the number 2 spot. Number 3, it's The Holdovers. The Holdovers, dude. Top 3 easily. The most rewatchability. Paul Giamatti's performance. He's legend. He's a legendary actor. Like he still continues to shine. I mean, if you know the director Alexander Payne, who directed the Descendants, and he directed Sideways, which was some of the underrated movies, and working with him again, this is his best work, best direction. I never wanted this movie to end. This is a great Christmas traditional movie. Yeah. Coming in at number 4, Godzilla -1. I've seen this movie twice. I was not expecting to love Godzilla -1. You actually gave us a great human characters that we give a shit about, because in the American Godzilla movies, did we give a shit about the humans? No. Godzilla -1 did it justice. They managed to get a great human story, and then Godzilla causing mayhem, making him the villain, and paying an homage to the original Godzilla movie. So yeah, I cannot wait to own it and watch it again.
See it for the first time.
Oh, you're gonna love it. See it in the cinema.
You gotta see it because I hate reading words.
Oh no, that's fair. Look, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of reading subtitles because it takes away the visuals from the screen when you're watching these characters when they're interacting, exchanging dialogue. But these are one of those movies that I'll make an exception. Coming in at number 5, I got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, dude. What the definitive MCU that we had in a while since Spider-Man No Way Home, and because we haven't had a lot of great MCU movies because they're full of mediocre content. But James Gunn really took this movie and gave us a final send-off to the characters that we spent with 9 years, and it was darker and emotional. And I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite out of the 3 for Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy.
Ooh. You know
I know it's a hot take.
It's my favorite of the 3 too. I'm right there with you.
And
You know,
Rocket,
like the
dude,
first
Rocket,
one.
we got a great story for Rocket. It's his movie.
Yeah.
I just feel like they didn't use enough Rocket. I feel like he was on the table most of the movie. Like Bradley Cooper.
Well, yeah, that's
Rocket,
fair,
not
but
like Baby
but
Rocket.
we're exploring more of his origins flashback a little more, and it was satisfying the way they handled it.
You know,
Come-
the thing about one more note about Guardians. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Matt, to cut you off, but one more thing about Guardians before we move on. It's ironic that James Gunn is now with DC. Like he left, like he did, like I'm going to create the best MCU movie of the year and probably the last really good one, and then I'm just going to jump to the competition because why not?
Yeah, it's literally James Gunn saying, "Bye-bye, Marvel.
Leave him out
Here's
of
your
the- leave him-
here's your
leave him
one
out.
good movie that I'm putting out for the MCU.
Make this
I'm
your
going to go
swan
off and do
song.
my own thing."
James Gunn making this a swan song.
Yep. And this is the guy who's going to be making Superman Legacy. I'm so hyped for it even more.
Yeah. Personally, I was surprised how much people didn't like the cliffhanger in Spider-Verse. How come it's okay for a book in a series or an episode in a show to have a cliffhanger, but not a film in a series? Some people even implied it was held back from being a true masterpiece because it wasn't self-contained. Again, how come other media can have a cliffhanger but not films? Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I get it to a certain extent, but I don't get it. So
I mean, to be
weird.
fair, like Lord of the Rings, people were getting mad at Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but we waited. But we can wait a year. We didn't have to like 3 years for another movie because it was mostly at the 3 movies are one story,
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
and they were filming it They were filming like all 3 of them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
coming in at number 6, I got John Wick Chapter 4, bro. I fucking saw this on a biggest screen as possible. It was entertaining. The sequels keep getting better and better. Keanu Reeves continues to be the GOAT when it comes to action. This could have been potentially be the last of the series, but now we find out later the studio wants to make another one. So it's clarified that he's definitely coming back for the 5th movie. So yeah, great action. The overhead shot of that scene when he was using that fire breath shotgun. Holy shit. That's literally like a video game style, like Diablo. Coming
And
to
then
life.
the shot on the stairs.
Yeah, and he's fall down the stairs like 100 times. How many times he's kept falling off the damn fucking window and the stairs? You know what that scene reminded me? Hot Rod. Remember the scene in Hot Rod and that Andy Samberg was falling down the hill on the endless hill 100 times? I put the fucking clip in my top 10 video. I was like, they made a meme about it. That was so accurate. I looked around with my brother. I was like, this is literally like Hot Rod. He's falling down the fucking steps endlessly.
Never seen it.
Definitely watch Hot Rod.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
really
funny.
There's
It's
just
really
randomly
funny.
a scene where some Asian guy's just going like this on a computer going,
Can I join your crew?
it's just like jumping around. Especially one guy's on their computer looking at a video. It's just him going,
He pops in and just makes a break dance. He just wants to join the crew so
Please.
badly.
it's so funny. Just like dry humping the air. It's so freaking funny. It's so
It was
funny.
priceless, dude. You gotta watch Hot Rod. It's underrated.
Yeah.
Oh,
The whole
okay.
business-
Yeah. Okay. Number 7, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Number
Oh,
7's in that spot. It's so good. It gets
Yeah.
better the more I watch this movie. Like I haven't been the biggest fan of his previous 2 films with Dunkirk and Tenet. Those were to me was a little overrated. But
yeah, Tenet
after-
was not
Yeah,
good.
I just want to sing Tenet because I don't want to be disappointed because people.
I feel like Dunkirk got too much overhyped. I was like, it's not really that great of a story. I mean, it had great stuff in it, but there really is no character arc to that movie whatsoever.
I forgot the plot of Dunkirk.
So did I.
I like Dunkirk quite a bit, but I get
like-
why people wouldn't like it.
I mean, that's fair.
Yes, but coming out of Oppenheimer, he really delivered. It became a big success at the box office, especially when Barbie and Oppenheimer were coming out at the same time. Holy
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
Like that,
I
it
think-
became a big meme.
Yeah, I think Christopher Nolan. I think a lot of us is because I think a lot of us like, especially have you noticed? Like, I was literally in 2000. I remember I was so many years old in 2011 or 12 when Interstellar came out, and Christopher Nolan there was Batman fans lining up to watch. Like, look, used to be a website called BatmanNews.com, and they were literally doing a watch long of Interstellar tonight, and I'm like, why? I was like, it's not a Batman movie, but because I realized Christopher Nolan did such a good thing. He brought Batman back when it was in such a dark place, and so he made Batman great. And and so Batman, and of course now because of that, Batman, he did such a good, became the highest grossing movie of 2008, and is still considered one of the best Batman movies ever made. It's still considered, The Dark Knight is still considered the best Batman movie ever made. And so I think a lot of Batman fans have said, okay, you gave us 3 great Batman movies, so now you have our undying attention forever, because for now we will follow your career. Even if your movies aren't great, we will watch them because you did us a favor and you gave us 3 great Batman movies and you stuck to your guns. You gave us a cast. You made it was great. Even you did not make it terrible. And I think from now on forever, Batman fans will always have his back because he did that for them.
Yeah. Guardians 3 was a masterpiece. Some of the jokes didn't do it for me. Other than that, such an emotional powerhouse and so fun. No notes. Yeah, 100%.
There's a joke in Guardians that has me dying is whenever he's talking to High Evolution and he's saying, "Is that why there's a dinosaur selling crack to an elephant in the back alleyway?" And he goes, "I know how that sounds, but still."
He was like, "Oh, I don't care about your plot, dude. I don't care."
Like, I thought that was so funny, that joke that Star-Lord made. He didn't make a joke, he was telling straight what's happening. He's on a drug deal.
Yeah, you're making a perfect world while people are selling dope in the streets.
He's like a dinosaur selling crack to an elephant. Or it was a giraffe. Might have been a giraffe selling crack to an elephant. It's like, which I'm like, that to me, I always thought that was a funny joke. But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie, Guardians 3. I have not seen it since the theaters too. I felt bad because I've not watched it.
Coming in at number 8, I got Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Such an underrated movie that no one wants to go see. I loved it. Loved the world building. Yeah, it felt like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I love the characters. And according to the hardcore Dungeons and Dragons fan, they were more faithful to it. And surprisingly, and no one went off to go see it. It was coming around at the same time with the Super Mario Brothers that outperformed that movie.
I did not hate it, but I just didn't think it was great. Like, to me, I felt like it was okay. Like, I felt like too much CGI, and also that Justice Smith, I thought his character was really annoying. But like,
I disagree. I loved his character.
I thought it was a scene that made me like irked me with him. I was like, really, dude? Like, come on.
I love the scene. I love the scene where Chris Pine is the hologram and he's distracting the guards, and then his face starts to melt.
Like his face starting to melt because it's malfunctioning. That hologram from that spell.
Or also like what was it? The guy from Bridgerton, the one they're in the cave, they're in the volcano or whatever. They're in the cave.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, with the sword.
Like,
yeah, that noble warrior.
Yeah. That was actually, there's a funny scene to the cave. And also Hugh Grant's in the movie. He's great too.
He was awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's why I say that wasn't terrible, but I just didn't like it. So that's okay. Like, I wouldn't watch it like again. But I thought it was okay. I can see people liking it though. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons fan, so I don't know the lore. So I mean, maybe if I played Dungeons and Dragons, then I'd probably appreciate it more. But from a non-Dungeons and Dragons fan, that's okay.
Yep. Okay. My number 9 is the Ben Affleck movie called Air that came out in April, which, oh my God, this is a big comeback for him as a director. I'm just concerned that this is not going to get a nomination for an Oscar because it came out so early in the year. I felt so inspired with the story. The entire cast were fantastic. This is like one of his best directing that he has done in a while. The man who hasn't directed since that one movie, I can't remember what was last. Live by Night, which I tried watching it. It was boring, and I couldn't watch the rest
of it. That movie did not
of it.
hold up at all, and I think mainly because Ben Affleck was so focused on Batman and Justice League and all that.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
to mention he was dealing with his alcoholism at the time, so he had a lot going on at the time.
He had too much stuff going on in this life.
Yeah,
but
this
is roaring
he's
back.
Actually back into the director fold, and he definitely told a compelling story that felt so inspiring. And that's why I put it at number 9 spot.
I love the scene at the picnic table when Viola Davis and Matt Damon are sitting there, and Matt Damon is like, "Here's how those conversations with Adidas and Reebok or Adidas and Reebok, right? Or was it Converse? I forget."
No, it was Adidas. It was Adidas.
Adidas was one, but then there was another shoe company.
I think it was Reebok that was the second.
It could have been Reebok.
But the other 2 shoe companies in the running for Michael Jordan, like, here's how those conversations are going to go. and the conversations literally play out as he described it. I love the correlation of the two. And I don't know if this was like a Michael Jordan thing, like don't show my face in the movie, but they don't really show Michael Jordan. They just, it's him. And the only line of dialogue he says in the movie are Bulls colors. So it's like literally 2 words, but you just know it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you instantly know that that's Michael Jordan showing up with his parents.
Yeah, Ben Affleck said, and the reason why is because everyone knows what Michael Jordan looks like. Everybody's seen him, and they said if they would have had a young actor play Michael Jordan, you would not have, like that's not Michael Jordan. And if they would use CGI, you would know that that's like, okay, that's a fake Michael Jordan. And so, obviously, the real Michael Jordan, he's the same age as his parents. So, I mean, it would make no sense. They said the only thing is, which Michael Jordan had one condition: Viola Davis has to play his mother. That was his only condition for him to sign off on the movie.
Taste.
He signed off on the movie with one condition.
Yeah, he has an incredible taste when it comes to casting.
Yeah.
That was a good casting choice. Michael Jordan, an athlete, made that casting choice.
Yeah, that's true.
I think James Usher would have been a great Michael Jordan stand-in.
All right, my last one, my number 10 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Love that movie more and more I watch it. It had the Spider-Verse tone, and it actually worked. The great animation. Love hanging out with the Turtles. How much they felt so relatable, and that they were all about living amongst the humans, but they know they can never be accepted because of the way they look, being judged when they first meet them, and they wanted to fight crime and prove them that they're not a threat and they're superheroes. And I love hanging out with them. The voice cast they were actually young children, and they actually played it out perfectly. The chemistry worked. I love how meta it was and how self-aware. And the villain with Ice Cube, perfect. Was perfect.
As Superfly.
Yeah, as Superfly. But he just wants to exterminate the humans.
Right. Well, that's all for our best.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad that you did not include the Flash. I'm like, that makes me have faith in you as a person.
Petition
you put Haunted Mansion, and I don't think I have much faith in your choices.
Let's be a little leery of that.
Haunted Mansion can run circles.
Or you put Aquaman 2 as in your top 10.
Aquaman 2 makes the Flash look like Citizen Kane. And also, guess what? Aquaman 2 CGI is 100 times better than the Flash's CGI.
I don't agree on that one.
I don't agree?
No. Aquaman 2 made the Flash a better movie.
You've seen the Flash, Ryan. You have to agree. Like, Aquaman 2 CGI is 100 times better.
The CGI was horrendous.
The CGI in the Aquaman, that actually looked like Jason Momoa and Nicole Kidman. It didn't look like a PS3 version, like in the Flash, where freaking Zod, when he's doing this face, looks like a PS3 version of General Zod from like an iOS game or something.
Petition for more people having their faces melt in movies. It turns out it can be quite funny. Well, agree to a certain extent, but I don't think the dudes in Raiders of the Lost Ark were laughing when their faces were melting. But let's go to our worst movies of the year next. So I'll speed run through mine. For number 10, I'm going with Infinity Pool. It's a neon movie that Mia Goth was the best part of, and I thought it was just way too on the nose for what they were going for. Number 9, Shazam 2, did not care for it and in the slightest. Number 8, and I don't know how well this is going to go over, but Wish, aka a Disney movie if it were made by ChatGPT.
Jacob Martin, his heart broke a little bit after he's. Oh my God! I guarantee you, Henry Mockingbird would just be cussing you out right now because he loved that movie. All I hear for the last fucking week, I've been seeing on his YouTube channel is like, "Oh my God, how great Wish is!" People don't understand that movie, and I'm just like, I haven't seen it, so I can't say nothing because I'm not 10 years old.
My number 7 is The Flash. Number 7, The Flash. Number 6, 65, that Adam Driver movie. They somehow made a movie about a traveling and dinosaurs boring. So that's a crime in and of itself. Number 5 is a Ben Affleck starring movie, Hypnotic. That movie just was like dollar store Inception right there.
Dollar store. Well, look who made it, though. I mean, just look who made it. Then you can figure out why it's dollar store Inception. If you look who made it, then you're like, well, that checks.
I mean, I have nothing but respect for Robert Rodriguez and his ability to basically make movies with the change that you find in your sofa. I understand that, but man,
he's been making shit movies lately.
Real question: is Danny Trejo in it?
He is not.
Oh my God! Really? You would think with Robert Rodriguez, Danny Trejo would be some huge role in it. I mean, he put him in the fucking Mandalorian episode, so I mean, really, you would think.
Yeah, it surprised me too. Number four, Haunted Mansion. Number 3, The Nun 2. I just let the Conjuring verse die. Kill it if you have to, but just let the Conjuring verse just die already, please.
Stop watching the movies, and then it will stop. Simple as that.
Don't support it. Don't go out and support it.
Yeah, thank you. Number 2, The Expendables 4. I mean, Christ almighty, that movie was just a slog to get through. I mean, just like literally Stallone, Statham, and all of their friends standing on green screens and running from fake explosions. 50 Cent is in the movie, and there's a 50 Cent song cameo in it because I guess he is just a fan of his own work. So, you know.
When I saw the movie, I was like, when I saw 50 Cent, I'm like, oh, this is going to be dog shit. No. When I saw Megan Fox, then I knew it was going to be dog shit. I'm like, oh, this is going to be dog shit. Mm-hmm.
And for my number 1, Fast X, that movie just made me actively angry. It just made me angry.
I enjoyed it more than Fast 9. Fast 9, I hated with a passion. Fast X, it's enjoyable because it has like a fake ass Joker, which Jason Momoa was the best part of that movie. I was laughing my ass off with him every time.
I will agree with you on that, but the movie tried.
Dude, Jason Momoa was continuing to play Lobo. He's trying so hard to play Lobo. He wants that role.
He tried to play Joker in this movie, in the Fast X. He literally believes that in his heart he is Joker in this movie. I'm like, every time watching him, I'm like, okay, he's Joker. All right, all right. I'm on board. I mean, my friend Dave, that's in one of his favorite movies of the year, Fast X, because he's not a car person either. He says he likes how crazier and dumber they get because he says it's fun. I hope one day. I'm like, I hope they use dinosaurs in the next one. What?
That would not surprise me if they used dinosaurs. They went to space with the duct tape.
Give people ideas. They've been to space, Matt. They've been to space.
Yeah, they've been to space. They put duct tape all over it.
Well, I mean, Universal does own Jurassic Park and Fast and Furious. Just saying.
This is a crossover. That's going to make money.
Well, I think because if you read the news lately with Vin Diesel, I'm pretty sure Fast 11 will be the last one with or without Vin Diesel. If you've read the news.
It didn't perform well. It didn't perform well for Fast X.
Yeah, but that's the least of that Fast Furious problem right now because fireworks are going off outside.
No, that's okay.
But yeah, if you read the news lately regarding Vin Diesel in any way, shape, or form, I'm pretty sure you're going to see some really, really bad headlines that he's accused of. And so yeah, you're probably going to be like, well, as long as there's no more accusations, then we might get Fast 11 with them. But if there's another accusation, he ain't going to be in Fast 11. The Rock's probably going to be in Fast 11.
Yeah, but just in general, Fast X and it farts in the general direction of logic already, like the other movies did. But then you got Gal Gadot coming back from the dead.
They bring back all the dead characters. They bring back all their dead characters. I'm like, what?
Again, the franchise is inconsequential. No one really dies. They're doing the Marvel fake out death.
Fast 9 was like, Fast 9's terrible, but like Fast 10 and Fast 9, it's like I was hating it, especially when I'm like, they brought back a character that died.
Yeah, they brought back Han, and his reason for coming back made no fucking sense.
It made no sense whatsoever.
Like,
no sense.
So he made a deal with Kurt Russell. So like, okay, cool, but
Kurt Russell is fucking Nick Fury. He's Nick Fury.
Kurt Russell,
you were in a horrific car crash.
Fast 9, other than they needed some like leverage how to kill. And I'm sure Fast 10, Fast 11, they'll bring back Kurt Russell saying, I didn't die.
Somehow I brought a body double to fake my own death. You were able to pull that off in the middle of a chase in Tokyo Drift? Really?
A Disney movie, if it was made by ChatGPT, haha, if you put that on a t-shirt, I might buy it. That's the only Wish merchandise I'm interested in. Considering the box office returns, it's probably the only piece of merchandise from Wish that people are interested in. Jake, what are your least favorites of the year?
Okay, well, you want me to start at number 1 or you want to start at number 10?
Start with 10.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh God, I didn't see that movie, but just man, I've heard nothing.
I skipped it. 1 because there are some great kills in the movie. There are some great stuff in the movie, like the shot of how the cinematography and stuff. It's mostly the acting is where it's freaking atrocious, and like some of the creative choices, like how Winnie the Pooh is dressed in a freaking pig mask, and he's like, and just like it looks like a Halloween storm mask that they put him on. That to me, I went into this expecting I just want to see him get some good kills, and they didn't even have that, and I was like, yeah, this is terrible. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not. I was like, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed some kills. There's a good kill I liked in the pool, but everything else was like, especially I did like there's some cool things I like about it, like Winnie the Pooh crying honey out of his eyes. And, also they kill Eeyore, so I thought that was really funny. So,
didn't they say they're going to do a shared universe for that Winnie the Pooh thing?
They said they're going to do a sequel. Right now, it's called More Blood, More Honey.
I mean, shouldn't we be that surprised for a type of movie like this? They are taking from Disney and actually did a horror movie out of it. And
there are some things that are good about it. And then
one of the people made The Grinch as a horror movie, dude.
And that movie actually is much better. I will say I would rather watch The Grinch over Winnie the Pooh any day.
Damn.
Well, what's your number?
My next one is a movie that came out this year and really pissed me the fuck off. And I don't know if I just wrote these down, so I don't know if I would include this as number 9, but I'm going to say it as number 9. Leave the World Behind.
Oh, didn't see it.
This reminds me of The Happening with Mark Wahlberg, this movie.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's like, oh, what's happening here?
This movie had me like,
out, huh?
The whole point is basically
your mother for me.
The power goes out, like the internet and all that stuff goes down. And so basically, we're such a tech generation that we don't know how to take care of ourselves and all that stuff. And it's based on a book. And apparently I didn't read the book, but basically everybody's like, oh my God, the internet's down. There's no power. What the fuck are we going to do? Oh my God. Ah! And it's just like, guys, we can live without. I live in the South, and hurricanes have knocked out our power. You don't see us like, just like, seriously, I'm just saying, come on. It's not that serious. The whole point, this girl is upset because she wants to watch the last episode of Friends. And that is a plot in the movie. Know how the movie ends?
That actually really happened?
Yes. You want to know how the movie ends? I'll tell you right now.
I don't care. Go for it. Spoil the movie. I don't give a shit.
She breaks into her neighbor's house, and I forget what happened. I think she killed her neighbor because she wants to use their TV so she can use the internet because she breaks it because they're like survivalists. And she breaks in there so she could watch the last episode of Friends. And it ends with her watching Friends. The finale for Friends.
Jesus.
On Max. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
Now I gotta watch that movie just to see it in context.
It reminded me of that movie that came out last year, Don't Look Up. It just reminded me of that so much. Mark Wahlberg. I'm like, this is a dumb freaking movie.
The public domain has been rough for Winnie the Pooh. According to Variety, there's going to be a new animated film, a Pooh prequel from the director of Shark Tale and from Baboon, the company who released Angry Birds. Make it stop.
But and that was another one. Also, the next one is Expendables 4.
Yeah,
Expendables 4 was bad, but it wasn't as bad. I thought the action was pretty cool. I thought Megan Fox that was dumb. Especially it pissed me off when they fake kill Stallone off, and then they come back at these. I didn't die. I'm like, I still enjoyed the action. The action was fantastic. I like the action and everything, but I really just thought it was like stupid. It was like that MacGuffin of like, oh, we killed a guy, and he faked his death to help us out and all that stuff. And also, it was just like 50 Cent had no point in being there, and Andy Garcia was just there because they needed they didn't have Bruce Willis and they didn't have Harrison Ford, so they're like Andy Garcia this time.
Like it's like Mr. Garcia, Mr. Garcia, we can't get in touch with Harrison Ford, and Kevin Hart's booked. You want it? You know, Kevin Hart would be in an Expendables movie eventually.
Yeah, and obviously they couldn't have got Bruce Willis because of his condition.
I mean, yeah, for very obvious reasons.
But I just thought that was like, yeah, the movie I thought it wasn't terrible, but I thought it could have been better. But I did not like it.
What movie did you mention?
Expendables 4.
Oh, yeah. God damn.
Yeah. And then, of course, my next movie is called The Meg 2.
Oh,
I skipped the
Meg. I hated the Meg 1. This one I hated. I didn't hate this one as much as the first one, but I hated it. Like, especially there's a scene where it basically reminded me of Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's a giant monster. The Meg. If you see, you know what I'm talking about, Ryan, right?
Yes.
Describe it. Tell Matt what the scene is in question.
Now, this is Godzilla. Which one are we talking about?
No, I'm saying there's a scene in the Meg 2 that reminded me of Godzilla versus
which
Kong.
Godzilla, though?
The one King of the Monsters.
From 2019?
Yeah. Wait, was that the one? You know what I'm talking about? You know, the creature with the squid? That's like tentacles. You know what I'm talking about?
I didn't see
Meg 2.
I didn't
you didn't see Meg 2?
No, I skipped it.
Oh, this movie's terrible, though. Like, there's a creature that Meg has to, like, literally, there's a subplot, whole subplot around it. It's that stupid. I'm just like, what? Also, Jason Statham kicks a shark in the movie.
That's no surprising. He's Jason Statham. He'll beat. I'm going back to that. I'm gonna kick a shark. I'm gonna kick a shark right there. I'm gonna go kill him.
There's another creature in the movie, but
Jason Statham's been typecast as an action star. If he fights a damn shark. He's fighting a big ass shark, and he'll put a Band-Aid on.
Also, all right. So this is all right.
Get him to fight a breathing dragon, and he'll put a Band-Aid on. Patch it up.
I don't think this movie deserves to be on there as a worst movie, but I'm putting it on there because I didn't enjoy it. It felt cheesy as hell to me. But I don't think to be fair, this next movie, I don't think it deserves to be on here. But I'm just trying to even out my list, okay? But I'm just saying. So I know people love this movie, and this is like the biggest movie of the year. I just did not love this movie, but I really truly don't think it is a terrible movie and it deserves to be on here. But I'm just saying, just to even out my list. Barbie.
Oh.
I do not like the movie. I mean,
no, that's fine. I mean, it's one of those movies where it either is for you or it's not. It's not your cup of tea.
I just thought, I thought the "I'm Just a Ken" song is great. I like that whole.
Oh, the Ken song is fantastic. Like, if you don't see Ryan Gosling performing at the Oscars, we riot.
I thought that to me was like when they were battling on the beach and they're singing the song and like you have like Simu Liu, you know,
I'm just kidding.
And then it turns into like a dance number where they're pulling each like. You know, I thought that was so funny. You have Doctor Who behind Simu Liu, and then you have like the guy Ben Ainsley from Secret Invasion.
That guy. Yeah,
and you just have them too. Like they're like you have Doctor Who, and they're all fighting each other.
But then you have Ryan Gosling playing the Matchbox 20. That Matchbox 20 song. You know what I'm talking about.
I thought that was funny, but then at the same time, I was like,
let's be honest. We were rooting for Ken. We were rooting for Ryan Gosling's Ken more than Barbie.
More out of it. I thought it was gonna be a fish out of water story, but instead it's more of like it's more parroting the fish out of water story and it just didn't deliver for me, and so that's why I didn't like it. Like I wanted to like it, but I walked out going, yeah, I really didn't.
I will say that it was a solid movie, but I don't think it was like, oh my god, it's one of my favorite movies of the year. I thought it was like, yeah. It was good.
I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. But
I mean, I don't find myself like watching it constantly. I would probably watch it like at least once or twice, and every once in a while.
I just apologize. Why I say I don't think it deserves to be on here, but but I was fleshing out the list. Now the next one deserves to be on here. This one absolutely deserves to be on.
Why do I get the feeling when I know what it is? Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's in my honorable mentions list.
I downloaded the app game the other day for like $2.99 or so. The app game is more scarier and better than the freaking a 2-minute game. Is better, or let's say a 10-minute game. A 10-minute game is better than that 2-hour movie that I'm like watching going, yeah, this is stupid. This is stupid. This feels like a freaking Goosebumps episode that belongs on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it feels like a shitty episode of Goosebumps that we will never watch. That are not even that good. It's not scary. You don't give a shit about the
Iron Man
humans.
3 at the Iron Man 1 at the ending, where it's like there's a bad guy in an animatronic suit at the end. He pulls out. I'm like,
that
what?
was like the most dumbest thing I've ever. I saw the twist coming from a mile away from Matthew Lillard.
You can see
like,
this coming 100 miles away.
I mean, dude, it feels like fucking Scream. Like it feels like he's trying to be the ghost face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have Matthew Lillard in a horror movie, I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude, there's literally like fucking 4 human characters in this movie, like 4 or 3. Like, take a guess of who might be the killer.
I watched that movie and I'm like, yeah, this sucks. And I was like, yeah, especially.
I mean, surprisingly, it's successful. It was successful on the day-to-day
It's the
streaming.
Ninja Turtles effect. The movie did well because people want to see a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Now it did well. Now what's going to happen is they're going to course correct for the sequel. And now the people that saw the sequel are going to be like, yeah, you didn't get me on not the first one. They're going to be like, yeah, you're not getting me to see the sequel.
I could totally see that happening. Like course correcting it, and it's just not going to look.
That's why they put it on Peacock, because Peacock saw them and said, "This is a piece of shit."
Yeah, because they thought it was going to be they didn't know that this was going to be successful. They thought like, hey, we'll just dump it on streaming.
Which is funny because it's funny that Exorcist was meant to be on Peacock, and then they put it in theaters because they liked it. The Exorcist.
Yeah, look how that turned out.
Which, I mean, you know what? The movie did well. I mean, obviously, it did well for them. So,
I don't know how much. I don't know how. Wait, how did well at the box office? I don't know.
I think it made more money than its like budget. So they're like, hey, but the only thing is though.
So they managed to make their money back.
So they're gonna make Exorcist Deceiver, but now because of David Gordon Green's like, I don't know if I'm gonna direct it. It's not because the backlash and all I got for this movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I think he should not direct this. Like he's losing his touch as a filmmaker.
Let James Wan or somebody direct it.
Yeah.
Did David Gordon Green even have a touch to begin with?
He directed Mud with Nick Cage.
I liked what he did with Halloween Kills and Halloween.
I like the 2018 Halloween.
I like Kills. I mean, I will say 20
Kills. It was fine.
I like Kills. To be fair, I like what him as a filmmaker. Pineapple Express.
But ends. It was a pile of dog shit.
Halloween.
This was like
Ends.
Halloween Ends is like the Rise of Skywalker at Walmart.
Ends is I call Halloween Ends a cinematic abortion.
That's putting it gently. Like Halloween Ends brought Halloween to a new level, that level being the basement, and Halloween already kind of lived in the basement with a movie called Halloween Resurrection.
I mean, Rob Zombie's somewhere like, see, my Halloween 2 is not bad. That's not so bad looking so bad right now. He's literally laughing, watching on Halloween 2 is not looking so bad right now, is it?
And just for the record, The Exorcist Believer made $136 million on a $30 million budget.
See,
so Exorcist Deceiver is going to happen.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. So you know what? So okay, we got to give Jeremiah just left 2 good comments.
It's kind of surreal just how into the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's little kids are. Christmas Eve, my little cousins were telling me this tale of violence and murder. They love Last Airbender and apparently also Death and Misery. I mean, hey, kids these days, huh?
There's a joke in Click, by the way. There's a joke in Click where they're watching Dragon Tales, but then when he gets to they're like when he gets 2 years later, and they're like still little kids, and they're like, we're gonna watch CSI. I think this is the episode where they find the lady's arm.
Oh, Stephanie's here.
Hey, Stephanie. She's got to go buy some popcorn, by the way. All right, sure. This is the next one that on my hate list. I actually watched this, guys. I actually watched this movie. I rented it and I watched it, and I'm not gonna lie, I laughed, but this was the stupidest movie of the year. Dix the Musical.
Oh God.
Oh my God. I watched that trailer and I was like, no way I'm gonna watch this movie. It looks horrendous.
This will probably, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably number 1 for me, but I'm gonna tell you the other 2. But this is the number 1 stupidest movie of the year. Because Dix the Musical was so stupid. It literally, the songs are even like, there's a song literally like, all right, there's a song about there's all kind of songs in this movie. Megan Thee Stallion's in this movie. If you hate her from She-Hulk, she's even like, it's like She-Hulk Part 2 in some scenes with her in it. I'm like, Also, they're talking about getting laid, and then they're just like making threats. Like, should I get in there and should I push up on it? And I'm gonna thrust and thrust. I'm just like, have you ever had sex before? I don't believe either one of these guys had sex. They're there talking about getting laid and going, yeah, I'm getting inside of her and going, pushing. They're singing about doing it. Attempt sex. What is this movie? What?
You know, A24 has made some very wild movies in their time. This might be the wildest of them all.
Wait a minute, hold on. A24 made this?
Yes.
Yes.
You're shitting me right now.
There's a scene.
I'll pull it up.
Oh my god! Like this might be one of A24's flop quality. Like what the hell?
The ironic thing is, it's the same guy who directed Borat and Bruno. I mean, seriously.
Matt's mind is about to be blown right now.
Also, do you know who the narrator of this movie is? Like, do you know the narrator of the movie is, by the way?
Oh fuck! What the hell, A24? You're better than this. You put out Artisan of Filmmaking.
Yeah, and this,
and you give this piece of shit.
There is also like, look, they're like basically they.
I got a white belly dog crap on me, and now you lay this shit on me.
Oh, also, there's literally these group called the Sewer Boys. Just wait until you see that.
Oh Lord.
I mean, the whole movie feels like a parody, like of a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and also like the narrator of the movie is like literally, they said God is the narrator of this movie, and I'm just like, that should tell you everything about this movie. How messed up this movie is. It literally is. It feels like it's a troll. I'm just like, it says like God narrates the movie, like literally.
Wait, you don't even need to show me the movie because I've seen the trailer. And it was like, yeah, that tells you something.
There's so much in this movie. I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. I watched the movie once, and I'm like, Ryan's got to watch this movie at least once.
Like Megan Thee Stallion, stay in your lane of making songs for cringy TikTok videos.
Don't ever be in movies ever. Never try to act again.
That's the least that movie's wrong.
I was thinking that Nicki Minaj in Barbershop 3 was the worst. No, Megan Thee Stallion's entire film career.
Wasn't she in She-Hulk? Wasn't she in that show?
Nicki Minaj? No, Megan Thee Stallion.
No, Megan Thee Stallion. No, I said Megan Thee Stallion. Wasn't she in that show?
She was in there.
Yeah.
Works.
Why is she in that show? It's beyond me.
Because they wanted to really make all the Hulk fans say I'm good.
It was literally, here's the thing. They made that show to break the internet.
And the backwards hat going, how do you do, fellow kids?
You know what's sad? I feel like Marvel is trolling us because we've been asking for an Incredible Hulk film for years. Like, hey, let's do Hulk 2. Come on, Incredible Hulk 2. And so they were basically like, we're going to make sure, we're going to give them a Hulk TV show with She-Hulk, and we're going to make them stop asking for Hulk 2, Incredible Hulk 2. And you know,
they can't because of the rights from Universal. They're not going to allow them to make a movie.
That's very true, but we're not going to ask anymore because
we won't ask anymore.
We're not asking because you already did the damage with his character enough as it is.
You literally set the house on fire and then you pissed on the ashes.
Pretty much.
Exactly. He eats pieces of shit for breakfast.
Yeah.
You eat pieces
of shit for breakfast? No. They actually had a meme of a cereal with Shooter McGavin, a shit cereal.
I put it in the small talk.
He's like, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
All right, so also the next one. This is the second to last. Cocaine Bear.
Dude, I enjoy that. I know it's a terrible movie. It is a terrible movie, but I was entertained and I got a good laugh. It's so stupid, but it's so entertaining.
You know, bless O'Shea Jackson Jr. He was trying to make that movie more than it was. He was the best part of it by a lot.
What about Alden Ehrenreich? Alden Ehrenreich was also in it. Han Solo.
A bear did cocaine. A bear.
A fucking bear did cocaine. It fucking did cocaine.
The thing that made me laugh is like, all right, you have all these actors that are really good actors, and they're doing the shittiest job overacting and all.
You had Ray Liotta before his death.
I'm just saying,
I love Cocaine Bear.
I had my biggest issue with Cocaine Bear was that you have these great actors. And literally, like, especially like, okay, the guy climbs up a tree, goes, you can't climb up a tree, right, man? And then the bear climbs the tree, or basically like how the bear is trying to get inside.
No, the kid's trying to tell him like bears don't climb trees. Of course it can. Then why are you up here?
Also, they're in an ambulance and the bear's chasing after them in the ambulance. Or also how there's like the first off, like this guy literally
got that Scott. They got that comedian Scott from fucking TikTok making it a cameo in that movie as an ambulance driver.
I just think I watched the movie and I was like, I'm good on this movie. But yeah, also in the last one is Matt's favorite movie because we all know how Matt likes eating pieces of shit for breakfast. The Flash.
Ugh.
The Flash.
All right, let's not start a fight here.
The Flash is Matt's favorite movie, so I had to make sure that the Flash. Yeah, it's not my number one worst. I mean, I still think Dix the Musical takes that mantle, but I would say number 3 on that list. But still,
let's not start a fight. That's what Thursday's for. But
first,
Matt, what are your least favorite movies of the year? Which, by the way, check out Matt's 10 worst movies of the year video if it's not up.
Oh yeah, it will be up soon. I'm almost done. I'm at number 3 because I was editing that video like all day long. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So check it out when it does go live.
I can literally understand what you're feeling, Ryan, when it comes to editing videos. The exhaustion.
You feel my pain.
By the way, Ryan does some great videos.
I have my moments.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to start from the bottom. Coming in at number 10, I got Ridley Scott's Napoleon. It's the number 10.
Ooh.
I wanted to love that movie because Ridley Scott's a great filmmaker. Sure, he's made some shitty movies somewhere along the way, but I was hoping that he was going to get the comeback, especially when he's directing Gladiator 2, which that will come out in 2024. But this movie just did not do it for me. Great acting, but it just felt boring. Random shit was going on. I was not compelled by this story. And I'm hoping that the 4-hour cut can change my mind. But as of now, I don't care for this. So that's why I'm putting this number 10.
You like Napoleon? You
nope,
like Napoleon?
I did not like it.
So I can't say nothing.
There you go.
Maybe the 4-hour cut of that movie will be like, you know what? That was a great film.
Matt, you're telling me that you didn't like the movie with the line of dialogue that Joaquin Phoenix was paid to say that says, "Destiny brought me to this lamb chop."
Or when he's fucking his wife, there's a couple of sex scenes that were like, what the hell did just happen right now? You have a better boat? Number 9, The Exorcist Believer. I was so let down for that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I still think the Imagine Dragons song would have helped the trailer out.
It probably would have.
Best part of the whole movie, and it wasn't even in there.
They did the character who played the mother in the Exorcist movie dirty. She's not
Ellen
in it much,
yeah.
and she didn't need to be there. She literally didn't do shit, and yet they had her there show up, and then they blind her. Then she gets sidelined.
And it was a good paycheck.
Like, here's a good paycheck to be here for only a few scenes, so we can market the trailer to get people to watch a shitty generic Exorcist movie.
Yep.
So yeah. Also, number 8. Some people liked it more than I did, but I'm going to give it to Blue Beetle. I love Zolo.
Ooh.
I love him in that role. He's the best part of the movie, but story, didn't fucking care. The family, I wanted to love the family dynamic. They were annoying as fuck. The villains sucked. Susan Sarandon was a great actress, but had given a shitty material. It's a generic, below average superhero movie. But I love Zolo, and I'm glad that he's moving forward in this DCU, so that's a plus. Yeah. Coming in at number 7, The Marvels. It's a letdown. It was a letdown.
I was actually like, you know what?
I love the 3 actors. I love Brie Larson and Tiana Paris and Aman Vellani. They were the best part. If it weren't for them, I would just fucking walk out of the theater. Like, come on. And also, I'm not surprised that this movie didn't make as much money as they thought they would, because you got 2 characters that were in their own Disney Plus shows, and you have to have the casual people do their homework to know what's going on. They should have just done a fucking Captain Marvel sequel and not just have the 3 of them just team up in a single movie. And who gives a shit about the villain? Such a forgettable villain. Do you remember her name?
And they lied in the marketing about her, saying, oh, she's supposed to continue with Thanos.
Yeah, she's supposed to be in connection with Thanos. No, she was not. She had nothing to do with Thanos.
You know,
that was just a middle finger to the fans.
I was watching Sean Chandler's worst movies of the year list earlier today, and he brought up how in the Marvels the villain's plan is to take the air away from a neighboring planet, and he's like, that's literally the villain's plot to Spaceballs, and I'm like, he's right. And now I can't think
It's a
it's
total
Marvel.
rip off of Spaceballs.
And while Spaceballs is legitimately,
I'd rather watch Spaceballs, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, Spaceballs is legitimately funny. The Marvels is
Spaceballs is fun.
Dude, the planet, the fucking singing planet. I felt like I was watching a Disney animation fucking musical. Like, what are we doing right now? Are we supposed to really care about the people on the planet when they got blown up? No, you didn't give a fuck about them. You were only there for like 2 minutes.
I love me a good musical, don't get me wrong, but when they start doing the "Our Princess has returned," I'm just sitting there like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? This is fucking stupid.
You know what's sad? I did not see that scene, and I did not see that scene because I went to the bathroom.
What?
Before that scene, I was in the middle where they were like at this bill. I'm like, why is everybody so angry? Why is so angry? I was wondering why everybody's so angry. I'm like, why? Well, you missed the stupid ass scene.
It would have made more
movie
sense.
Are we watching, guys?
It would have made more sense if the people on the singing plane when they saw him go like spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
I mean, I'm all for with doing musical numbers, but it just felt so out of place.
Yeah. Which
It did.
What else is your ranking?
Okay, my other one is Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon for number 6.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, I was someone who was hyped for Rebel Moon because I love Zack Snyder. I loved a lot of his movies, not all of them. Sucker Punch
is your favorite.
It was not that good. Sucker Punch was one of my least favorite of his movies.
You don't like to see at the beginning when the stepfather's trying to rape the daughter, and then she.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
Holy
Oh, I
shit.
remember.
You didn't like that scene at the beginning. I mean, that was especially doing a rendition of Sleep Dreams. I mean, you don't love that at the beginning.
The Sleep Dreams made no fucking sense. Like, what are we doing?
Opening scene.
Everyone. When she's in her own little imagination, we see what the hell's going on in her brain, and then when we cut back to the real world, everybody's so blown away by her performance. What the fuck did she do? That was so mind blowing.
Sucker Punch. So
never addresses it at all.
I went and saw Sucker Punch in theaters, and so my uncle took me because I wanted to see Paul, which is an alien movie with Seth Rogen.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to see Paul, okay? The alien with Seth Rogen. Mom was like, that's stupid. Let's go watch it. I was a kid. And I'm like, I want to see Paul, please, please. And my uncle's like, no, we're going to go Sucker Punch. That looks cooler. And so we went and saw Sucker Punch. And that was the only time my uncle, till this day, said, we should have went and saw Paul.
Now, I will say that the action and the visual effects were fucking outstanding. Just mute the fucking movie and don't listen to the dialogue, and it will be one of the greatest action movies of all time.
Imagine if they made a Tomb Raider game just like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
I mean, until we see the 4-hour cut of Rebel Moon, that can change all that, but this felt like a 2-hour ripoff from Battle Beyond the Stars. It's Star Wars that just felt like a copy and paste, which I don't have a problem if they want to take those ideas, but I just wasn't that invested with the characters. The crew just felt very one note. Like when they get recruited, they get sidelined. Then we get to the third act and it was so anticlimactic.
You didn't like Ray Fisher being fake Aquaman?
Yeah.
Jason
I didn't realize that. Yeah, he was like the fake version of Aquaman.
No, he looked like John Travolta in Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, he did. I didn't think about that. But thanks for bringing that up. When I was looking forward to seeing Ray Fisher, he's working for Zack Snyder again. Awesome. He's in there for like 2 minutes.
Ray Fisher's I've not seen him.
Dead.
It looks like Ray Fisher belongs in Battlefield Earth.
He's literally wasted in the film. He did not fucking have that much screen time. I was like, what the fuck was the point? Just babbles me.
I loved Captain Marvel, and I haven't bothered with the Marvels. Thor is my favorite Marvel character, and I still haven't seen Thor 4. Don't. It's terrible. Marvel was a diamond.
The pain.
Marvel was a diamond, and they are busily turning it back into coal. Facts. Big facts, Jeremiah. But, Matt, go on.
All right. Coming in at number 5, I got Quantumania. A film that I was really looking forward to Quantumania. I was looking forward to seeing Kane being the menacing villain. It was going to be a spectacle. It almost felt like an Avengers Endgame and Infinity War event. Then watching that movie, it really fucking took a big nosedive. Like, Come on, dude. I was
Wait, Matt, you're telling me you didn't like Ant-Man Endgame?
I love Ant-Man and Endgame, but it felt like they were going for the spectacle level of the third installment of Ant-Man, and it just didn't execute well. Kane the Conqueror was not that much of a menacing character. He killed many variants of the Avengers across the multiverse, and yet he got defeated by a bunch of fucking ants and got outsmarted by Scott Lang.
Well, to be fair, he defeated Scott Lang, and then the Wasp come in, and she basically shot him into that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But he just got defeated just like that. He's supposed to be the powerful
Ant-Man
god.
didn't defeat him. The Wasp defeated him.
Freaking same difference. Well, in some circumstances, yes, it's technically.
Do you want to know Ant-Man and the Wasp is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is basically Tron Legacy?
But Tron Legacy is better than this shit.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
I mean, it was over-reliance on the volume. The volume didn't even look that good.
How many holes do you have?
Yeah, the holes joke. Oh my god, don't even get me started on that shit. So many holes joke that kept thrown in your face. MODOK, what the fuck did they have to do with MODOK?
That was
ass crack and made him out to be a punch.
MODOK is a cool character.
They made him out to be a punchline.
You know, Corey Stoll went from stealing the show in House of Cards season 1 to this.
He also was really good in The Strain.
I tried watching the first season. I couldn't really get into it.
It's a really sciencey show. So you'd have to.
It's a really weird and odd. I mean, because I know it's a vampire show, and I was hyping for that show because it's Guillermo del Toro, the man who gave us Blade and Hellboy. Sign me up. But I don't know. Maybe if I watch it again, I might change my mind.
More seasons, it gets more effed up, especially around season 3. Oh my god, there was something effed up that happens in season 3.
Right.
But what else?
Oh yeah, number 4, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
It's really that bad of a film that I'm someone that really enjoyed the first one. It was really good.
Matt.
Okay, can you hear this? Do you want me to turn it up? Also, it did not feel like James Wan directed that film. It felt like someone came in and did it for him. It didn't feel like a James Wan movie.
Agreed.
And literally, Jason Momoa is so desperately want to be fucking Lobo. He's going to be Lobo. We already know. He made it so
Lobo.
obvious. Like, he did not just fucking hyped up that DC news for no fucking reason on the internet.
Oh my god, Aquaman 3! Yeehaw!
Yeah, I got you. Hee-haw here!
I love the scene where Kathy and the Orm is eating a burger and then he's eating a cockroach. He goes,
yeah, he's eating the cockroach. I thought he was literally pulling a practical joke on him. I thought he was going to laugh like, you ate a cockroach, bro. He didn't even fucking try to laugh when he ate the cockroach. I thought he was fucking. I thought he was fucking with them.
He was. He doesn't eat cockroaches. He's just like.
But he didn't even laugh. He just went along with it. It's like, oh, you thought it was really good. Okay, move on.
Like he's like, oh god. Yeah.
I was like, what am I watching right now? Number 3. Number 3, I give it to Fast X. I already know what kind of movie this is. I already know. Because after Fast 7, you already know that this is going to be a bombastic, the dumbest fucking action film. The Rock
punches a missile in the 8th film. A missile.
Yeah.
Rock skis.
He drives down the fucking dam in a flaming hot fire bursting near him with his son. Oh yeah, let's bring your son on a dangerous mission. You should have brought him into that fucking safe house. Don't bring your kid into a fucking dangerous mission to defeat Jason Momoa. That's right. That's shitty parenting right there.
Garbage.
But I will admit that Jason Momoa had a lot of fun. I'll give him props for that. But overall, it was just, I already know, it's stupid. It's a stupid, terrible movie. It keeps getting worse and worse.
I'm sure his bank account must have gotten a nice boost, but his fun came at the expense of 2 hours of all of our lives.
The director of that movie quit, by the way, because of Vin Diesel.
Doesn't surprise me.
I will say the Transporter director made it better. I will say it could have been much worse. It could have been just as bad as Fast 9.
You can literally tell that 2 directors weren't doing the same movie. You can literally feel that shit.
You could tell that Lewis was trying to do like more of a Transporter 5. While Justin Lamb was trying to do more of a Fast and Furious.
I bet that Jason Statham was happy to work with that director of Transporter.
What else is on your list, buddy?
All right, number 2, Good Burger 2, that came out in Paramount
I've
Plus.
not watched it because I didn't care for the first one.
No,
I love the first one. Come on, bro. I love that first Good Burger movie.
When you're 6, it's a fun movie, but when you're like a 20-year-old man, you're just like, yeah, who gives a shit?
I disagree. It holds up. I don't fucking care. It was fucking awesome.
Even stoners would be like, yeah, I'm good. It's not worth smoking.
Then you must be watching a different movie.
I mean, Harold and Kumar 2 is a better movie than Good Burgers.
Yeah, but I disagree. Coming in at number 1, Expendables 4. Expendables 4 some.
Good choice. Very good.
The
choice.
worst one they ever put out. I didn't know what the hell I was watching. I knew I wasn't looking forward to the 4th one. You waited 10 years for another movie, and you waited now to do this? Was this really worth the wait? No. Stallone did not give a fuck to be in this movie. Reason why that they killed him off. Fake out death. So stupid. Jason Statham was the only one carrying that film. Megan Fox, terrible addition. Green screen, shitty as fuck. Shaky cam, what the fuck are we doing right now?
Yep. Yes to all of that. Preach, my brother. But
yeah, when Barney faked his death, he literally killed a citizen as a body double. He killed a fucking citizen in that plane. When the douchebag from the bar. The douchebag when he wakes up, he screams. It was so Looney Tunes. I was laughing so much because I couldn't take it seriously.
Like that Willem scream.
I could not stop laughing.
I heard John Campion walked out of the movie. And he said it was so bad.
He and his wife, yes.
He made the right choice.
That and I'm like, what?
Smart man.
Good, because you missed the rest of that fucking horrible last 30 minutes.
Well, those are our worst movies of the year. We can put 2023 to bed now. Let's look ahead a little bit to 2024, and it's getting pretty late, so let's do just a couple of the movies that we're looking forward to for 2024. And might be a little hard because there's actually quite a few that I'm like, yep, but I'll get the rolling with Dune Part 2. I love Dune 1, so I'm expecting nothing less for Dune 2. And then Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I have high hopes for that one. And Joker 2. Those are like the big 3 for me. Jacob, what about you?
Oh, shit. I didn't see the list. Okay. So I'm so sorry. I will say the top 10 movies that I'm really looking forward to. I'm not going to say Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 is in my top 10, but at the same time, I was so let down with The Flash, and that was my most anticipated movie this year. So I'm going to try not to put a comic book movie as my most anticipated. I would probably say Furiosa is probably my number 1 most anticipated movie this year, 2024, because I loved Fury Road, and I cannot wait. This feels like it's a direct continuation or a prequel to Fury Road. So I'm like, that got me excited. And I'm also excited. I did not like War for the Planet of the Apes, but I love Dawn and I love Rise, and I like that it's the same writers who wrote Rise and Dawn are working on this movie. So that has me, I have faith in this movie. That's going to be good because it's going to have the same writing as the first 2, which I really love. So I'm really excited for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes as my number 2 movie. And then, of course, yes, Deadpool 3, I'm excited. I mean, I've been paying attention to all the spoilers online and all the comic books. It feels like this is a love letter to all the X-Men movies. So I'm excited to see it as like the swan song to the X-Men movies. Also, I'm excited for Joker Folie à Deux. And, I'm excited because I love the first Joker. I cannot wait to see Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, and I get to see the continuation of Joker. And probably, I'm excited for Dune Part 2 because I like the first one. And this is like Lord of the Rings. It reminds me of it. It's got me excited because I can't wait to see this big war at the end. And, of course, I'll probably say the next – and, of course, that's probably my top 5 of this year. I'm not going to do 10 because I didn't pay attention to 10. I didn't do the 10. So.
All right. Well, Matt, what about you?
I'm just going to list off the movies. I'm not going to do a top 10. So I'm going to do at the top of my head the movies that I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Dune Part 2. That final trailer really got me saying, just show me the goddamn movie already. A film that we were supposed to get back in November. Like, I'm just so fucking ready for Dune Part 2. It gets better and better the more I see these trailers. It's a spectacle-driven movie. and it looks like it's going to pay off. And I'm giving it to Deadpool 3 because I want to see Hugh Jackman in Wolverine and Deadpool working together. I don't care. Even if it turns out to be stupid, I just want to see the two of them together because we've been waiting for that for years since the first Deadpool movie. So for another one, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I'm like seeing that first trailer really got me back into loving the franchise again. I really enjoyed War. I didn't love it, and I thought like, okay, I'm ready to move on from the franchise. But after that Kingdom of the Apes trailer got me back on. You got the director Wes Ball who directed the Maze Runner trilogy. He directed that movie, and you got him in the director's chair. It looks, but yeah, he definitely fits. And what was another one I'm looking forward to at the top of my head? I'm looking forward to The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Dude, that David Leitch, who directed Bullet Train, Deadpool 2, the first John Wick. Dude, it looks like it's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, let's...
What about Terrifier 3?
Terrifier 3? I haven't even seen the other two.
That would have been on my honorable mentions, but yeah, I'm in Terrifier 3.
I need to catch up on those because I've heard nothing but good things.
They're like Nightmare on Elm Street. Like this reminds me of the same. This is following the same directory of a Nightmare on Elm Street. Like it started out was an independent film, and now it's becoming this cultural icon phenomenon. I went to Hot Topic the other day and bought a Terrifier 2 shirt. That's
really
how big.
Wow.
There's like 20 shirts of Terrifier, and there's even a Funko Pop now of Terrifier.
But the last one will be Joker 2.
Are you okay, Matt?
Joker 2 will be the last.
Matt, you okay?
Someone must be happy in your house.
Somebody's really happy because I can sound like
it's my brothers. It's my brothers in the background. They're having too much fun with the fucking football game. They're in the fantasy league.
Let's go! Woo!
They're in
the.
But let's close things out with a couple of movies from this year coming year, 2024 in about 2 hours. That we think are going to be not super great. There's apparently going to be a Venom sequel. Yeah, that's going to be a hard no from me. Let's see here. Gladiator 2, I am not looking forward to that in the slightest.
The first one was like, it's a lightning in a bottle. Why the hell would you even try a second?
Exactly. And then I'll round it out with Beetlejuice 2. Like, you already did it once. Like, Michael Keaton is like in his 60s by this point, and I love me some Michael Keaton, but I'm sorry. Like just Beetlejuice was like sun, moon, planets, and all the stars coming into perfect alignment to create something magical. You can only do that magic once. So I can't stop it from being made, but just ugh.
Wait. Beetlejuice 2, I mean, to be a horror film, right? So that's fine.
If it was, then fine. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that Winnie the Pooh prequel. The creative team said it's even funnier than the source material, so it's settled. It's even better than A.A. Milne. It'll be brilliant.
I hope so. But yeah, my top 5 though, that these I'm predicting will suck. If that Ryan Reynolds movie directed by John Krasinski about the imaginary tall teddy bear reminds me of BFG, and it just looks like it reminds me of that Clifford the Big Red Dog movie we got a couple years ago, and to me it doesn't look good. It doesn't look terrible. I just don't think it just
the trailer it didn't get me intrigued by it. I agree with you, but if it's John Krasinski, I think he's a good director, and I hope he might surprise all of us. I mean, how many times that we see trailers that are so bad, but it turned out to be a good movie? I mean, we've seen that happen many times before. But who knows? It might be a pile of dog shit.
And this one, okay, Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla Kong New Empire. I did not like the first Godzilla versus Kong. I wanted to like it, but there's some shit that like Godzilla is barely in the movie. Godzilla has less than 10 minutes of screen time. And I'm like, are we serious? This is called Godzilla versus Kong. And Godzilla has less than 10 minutes of screen time in this movie. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's that Hollow Earth crap that like Hollow Earthers are watching going like, oh my God, we're not crazy anymore. Oh my God.
It's confirmed.
It's like the flat earther movement kind of thing. Like, I thought it was really funny. Also, yes, I just thought the new one just looks like this shit. I'm just like, I will watch it, but I'm not gonna like hold out any faith that it's gonna be good. But I hope I'm wrong. I'm like, no, this is the best one yet. But I could be wrong. Like again, I thought Fast 10 was gonna be the worse than Fast 9, and I thought Fast 10 was an improvement over Fast 9. Still sucked, but it was still an improvement. But still. All right, and my next one is I'm more excited.
More seriously, I'm fairly excited for Sonic 3. I am thrilled we're getting Arcane Season 2. I truly hope Inside Out 2 is better than that trailer made it look. We'll see. Yeah, I sincerely hope so.
My next one would be Madam Web. That
trailer does nothing for me.
Does nothing for it. I mean, I'm hoping the movie's better, but as right now, especially the poster looks like a Doctor Who from the 80s poster.
It kind of does.
It's just like her with like those. I'm like, did they Photoshop? Just like take a Photoshop and put her.
It almost felt like a Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness poster ripoff.
It does not look good to me, and I'm like, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping this will be a great film, but as of right now, I'm like, this looks terrible. And the next one is Mean Girls the musical. I love Mean Girls. I love the first. I can watch that anytime. It's funny, it's cute, it's adorable. It is a great film. But the Mean Girls musical looks like this is just a bitch slap in the face because, hey, we got the rights, so we're going to remake Mean Girls, but in a musical form. Just like we did with Matilda. Because everybody says this is a piece of shit. This just looks like a piece of shit. I'm watching going, this looks like a piece of shit. I'm like, this looks like it looks like a giant steaming pile of shit. And so that's what I would have put this as number one until I saw this trailer.
It almost looked like a parody. It looked like a parody off of the original. And did you know that they were trying to do something similar to what The Color Purple had already done? Like remake from the movie and the book to make it into a musical?
But The Color Purple actually, like, they had a musical number.
Did it have a musical number for the play? Was it based on like a...
The Color Purple in the end of the movie had a musical act. Like,
because I still haven't seen the original The Color Purple yet.
But I was saying, The Color Purple, though, is actually decent. I haven't seen it, but I've heard people say it's nothing that's great. While
it's quite good, yes.
This one looks like a bitch slap to the face. And as for this is my least favorite one, only because I hate the writer of this movie. I hate her to death. I hate her. Diablo Cody wrote this piece of shit looking thing. Lisa Frankenstein, which is this literally. Okay, I hate Diablo Cody. I fucking hate her with a passion. This stupid bitch. Like, I'm just like, Diablo Cody is the worst fucking writer I've ever seen. I hate her fucking guts. She's a terrible writer. The only reason she's in this business because she was a prostitute who got fucking lucky and wrote one fucking script. That's the only reason she's in this fucking business. Fuck her. Okay? She just fucking quit. Okay? Does she have some pictures of somebody fucking a goat or somebody at the studio and she's just bringing these pieces? Hey, I got an idea. Frankenstein, it's a love story, just like that one fucking movie about the zombie boy that falls in love with a girl. Oh, yeah.
Warm Bodies.
Oh, it's just like Warm Bodies. No, there's also an 80s movie where like My Teenage Boyfriend's a Zombie or some shit like that. That came out in the 80s as well. Then it's just so terrible. She writes this piece of shit, just like June, and then she markets it like it's a different movie. But at least this time, I will say one positive thing. At least she's showing us, yes, this is a piece of shit, so come watch it. And then when one person walks in the theater and says, wow, what a shitty movie, then hopefully she'll fade away because you know what? She's never wrote a damn good movie. Juno, I understand people say, well, Juno was okay because Jason Reitman. Okay? Everything else, she did not do nothing. She wrote a script and Jason Reitman fixed it and made it better. She has never wrote a good script in her life. Okay, she probably wrote Jennifer's Body is probably as good as the script she'll ever write because Jennifer's Body is a piece of shit. Okay, sorry, I hate that bitch so much.
Hey, Matt, I wonder if Jacob hates Diablo Cody. It's hard to tell.
I fucking hate.
Who would have known? I forgot what he just said.
But
bitch. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I mean, I didn't hear anything that said that she's a fucking bitch.
The fucking Matt, fuck her.
Do you have any movies you think are going to suck next year to close us out?
Well, I can say it right now. Madam Web's going to suck major dick, and Venom 3 fuck that movie. I hated the first two. It was dog shit. They literally did the fucking Venom dirty. I did not give a fuck. The character sucked ass. The source, they just completely took a shit on the source material with Venom. I don't fucking care. What's the next one I can think of the top of my head? Oh yeah, Kraven the Hunter. That looks like another shitty movie. I mean, it's in the Sonyverse, and they're trying so hard to establish these fucking Spidey villains.
But hey, they turn out to be. It's just not working for their other characters like Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius sucked dick too. Fuck that movie. Fuck Mean Girls remake. I agree with you. It's hard pass on that one. Sonic 3. I disliked the first two.
Jeremiah's like, fuck you. Jeremiah's last thing you say he's excited.
The fucking first two movies were so bad. I mean, the second one was better than the first, but it's not saying much because it was still shit.
All right. Well, on that note, we're nearly 2 hours into this stream, and we've still got people watching. So thank you all so much for that. I think we're going to bring it to a close. This is, as the meme audio from Instagram and TikTok suggests, and now the 2023 season has come to a close.
I cheers to 2023. 2024, sorry. 2024, everyone. May Diablo Cody burn in hell.
Well, on a more positive note, I would like to thank all of you for checking out the stream and checking out my channel. This has been, I think I said this at the end of 22, but 2020, I think I said 2022 is my most successful year, but 2023 blew 2022 in terms of engagement and viewers and all that out of the water. And I don't really pay super close attention to this. I do this because I love to do it, but just I do notice. And so I do appreciate all of you for checking out the videos, for subscribing. I'm at 411 subscribers as of this stream, and I want to get to 500 in 2024, and I think I can do it. So I do appreciate it. And I have these two guys that have played a small part in that, but it's small, but it has been, I have gratitude for them nonetheless, especially for Small Talk. We're going to hit the ground running for 24. The next episode's going to be dropping on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. But all their channels are going to be linked in the description of this stream, so go give them a subscribe. Collins, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, well, I have a rant on Diablo Cody. I'm going to upload soon. No,
I'm looking forward to that.
No, I got a review coming up for Exorcist Believer. That's coming up soon. Actually, Aquaman. No, I'm gonna have to delay that because I forgot. Aquaman review will be Friday, and so I got that coming up, and then of course, I forgot. We got something coming up, don't we? Or is it me and Jacob? I got a project coming up with one of y'all that I forgot. I think it's Jacob. I really do think it's Jacob or you that we got coming up. Something. We're doing something. And I said yes to it, and I just forgot about it. But yeah, I got a project, one of y'all two coming up. And on top of that, I got a video game review for Avatar that drops Wednesday for the Frontiers of Pandora. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got so far. So, yeah.
Well, Jacob will be joining me on my road to Godzilla X Kong. We're going to be reviewing the King Kong from 2005 that Peter Jackson directed, along with Kong Skull Island. So be on the lookout for those reviews a little later on in the year. But Matt, thank you so much. It's a privilege to work with you as always. Your link tree is in the description. You mentioned in the stream you got your 10 worst movies of the year list in the works. So all of you be on the lookout for that. What else you got coming up?
Well, I'm probably going to be planning on making another video for my most anticipated films of the year, a full video, and another video that I will be planning on showing off my Blu-ray collection that I collected this year. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, like I said, that's going to be in the description of this stream. Go give these guys a subscribe. They do deserve it. And like I said, as this year comes to a close, it's about officially 2 hours away. I want to thank all of you so much. It really does mean a lot. And 2024 is just going to be bigger and then some. So stay tuned for that. Tomorrow starts My Road to Godzilla X Kong, going to be reviewing The Son of Kong from 1933, so stay tuned for that. But for Matt Wyatt, for Jacob Collins, my name is Ryan Cam. Happy New Year, everybody. May 2024 be a
Happy
blessed
New Year.
year.
Stay sweet.
May it be a blessed year for all of you. We'll see you in the next one. Happy New Year.
Tip your waiters.
Yes, do that.
Truth, justice, in the American way.
And now we wait.